Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we have the Unnecto Snap. This device is nothing amazing, but it does have some tricks under its sleeve. We'll go over it. This is mainly for the North American market. Let's first get started with the frequently asked questions, and as you can see right there, it doesn't necessarily have all of the things that some of you are looking for. But if you're looking for something extremely basic that has superb battery life, because it is extremely basic, then this may offer what you're looking for. I personally like it because of the design and the compactness. And of course, the price is less than $100, which is definitely useful. And there are some things that are less than useful, but we'll talk about them in just a second. So the first thing is the hardware of the device. It is a flip phone, a foldable of some sorts with a QWERTY keyboard. I don't know how you feel about that, but at least they went with the we're going to have fun with this device form factor. And it works here in North America, mainly with T-Mobile, although I have heard reports that it may also work on AT&T. Do not count on Verizon for this device. It's not going to work. It does have a camera, but it's just there because I think they just included one just to include one. It's not amazing. It's very basic. Do not expect much from it. It does have a flash and a torch that you can turn on. And in its closed state is quite pocketable and small. This material right here is a little bit leathery. It's not plastic or, super polycarbonate, nothing like that. It's a little bit leathery and it's not my favorite, but it's a nice touch. Again, not the most premium materials, but it does get the job done. When you open the device, then you have the regular screen and you can access the menu, and everything kind of is pretty fast because it is running RTOS. It does have a few extra applications that will be able to demonstrate what it's capable of. But I know a lot of you want to look at how the keyboard works. It is just the looks of a BlackBerry. This does not have the clickability of a BlackBerry, so do not expect this to be a good typing experience. But it does type SMS and MMS, so you'll be able to do group text messages on this device. When it comes to the experience on the typing, it is fast and responsive. This is let me see here, Jose, there it is, and this is the typing experience. Very responsive right there. The only problem that I have been able to find is sometimes pressing the Alt button doesn't work, so you have to keep it pressed, and then you can actually access some of the symbols right there. So it does get a little bit of time to get used to the experience and how to type. But for the most part, you can change, to ABC, 1, 2, 3, or, if you want all capitals, it's going to be a possibility, that you're going to be able to have while typing on this device. There is no predictive text because, of course, you have a QWERTY keyboard. So again, it's not necessarily needed for those purposes. Now, that is the typing experience. And, I do like it to a large degree, but do not buy it for the keyboard. I mean, this device is essentially made to be super simple and super basic. Now, it does have, again, a few tricks under its sleeves. And before we get there, we'll continue going over the overview. So you have a calendar. It is all local, but you can get your time adjusted, ringtones, repeat mode, the date, the subject, whatever it is, and it will ring whenever you have an appointment. It's not going to be syncing with your Google account, so do not expect that. It does have audio, which means it's just an audio player. You can have your music list, very similar to the previous device that we looked, and you can just side load it by connecting to the USB-C connector, which again, USB-C is quite appreciated. You can have profiles silent or, with different, you're in a meeting or you want some things to come through and not others. You have a video player, you have an FM radio, which you do not need a 3.5mm headphone jack connector to make it work. So that is definitely welcome. And you're going to be able to use it most of the time without any issues. You also have a calculator, and then you have a recorder, which it's not high fidelity or anything like that, so do not expect it. You have a torch, which turns on the torch here in the back. It's not the brightest, but again, it's serviceable if you need to find your keys or something like that. You have an alarm, unit conversion, and you also have the internet browser, which I don't think is extremely useful at all. But if you're trying to do a Google search or something along those lines, it can get it done. Maybe that's how I'm trying to, showcase it. And as you see, you can see the results and search it. And that is something that you can do. Do I recommend it? Definitely not. But if you're in a pinch and you actually need some information, it's going to be able to do that. Now, here's where it gets a little bit dicey or debatable. This device, for some reason, I do not know why companies are so enamored with AI, has included an AI engine, which you can ask questions to, like, what kind of AI are you? And you can send it. And then it will reply with whatever it is that the response is. In this case, it's going to say something hopefully along the lines of, I already ran this query before, and it says, hey, I am an AI assistant and I'm based on DeepSeek. So I'm a conversational AI, a large language model designed by Google, apparently. I'm a text-based assistant. I don't think this is based on Google. Actually, it's not, because before I have asked the question, hey, like, do you maybe are, what model are you running? LLM are you running? So I don't know what is the fascination. I guess it's just for the sake of saying we have AI, but this is minus points in my personal view. And, it kind of just sucks to have it. And it's a waste of resources. They could have developed something better, in my personal opinion. But if you want to have it to ask questions like, hey, where is this? Or, can you give me the address for that, et cetera, it is there. So there is DeepSeek's latest version model, text-based AI with 128K of context window, capable of processing, uploading images, yada, yada, yada. So not my favorite feature, but it is definitely a trick under its sleeve. And, there have been some solutions that you're able to use with these devices for other applications. This is another trick under its sleeve, which is it has cloud apps. So you can play a little game. You have 2048 right there. And, it's nice to have some distraction, especially on these very basic phones that don't have a lot of things. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good thing to a degree, but then you have the garbage, right? And this is something that all of these cloud phones, this is the early era of cloud phones. So, hopefully as more people get these devices with cloud phone, we can start demanding better applications that are not related to social media companies. So you have, for example, right there, the weather. We're going to look for Denver. I do think that this is probably the best device that I have tried when it comes to RTOS because of the keypad. Now, when it comes to how long that's going to work, I do not know. And, that's maybe my fear to a large degree, that it's not going to work for a long time. But I'm going to keep this device because I am actually curious as to see how long the keyboard will last. For $69, if it lasts a year or two, I think that's a pretty good investment. I wish it was more repairable and other things, but unfortunately it doesn't. You also have Pod LP, one of my favorite things here. This is my favorite application for the RTOS cloud phone applications, because it allows you to listen to podcasts. And as you see right there, you have the Moving Offline podcast. You will want to subscribe. You go listen to my voice and other interviews that I have run on this podcast, and you can kind of like give feedback and something like that. So you can listen to other episodes here. This is Good Hang. If you listen to that, whatever it is, you can search for it. It does have also access to Gemini and live news. This is supposedly going to play, different news around the world, and you're going to be able to watch them. This could be helpful. I don't necessarily think it's a good idea. And here it is how you watch it. It's a YouTube kind of like thing, but then they ask you to sign in. So you have to do all those things. So not the greatest thing. Hopefully it will allow for people to watch this without the need of having to access YouTube or be a YouTube shortcut. You have Tiles Twist, which is a Tetris, essentially knockoff, and you're able to kill some time in there. And you also have another helpful thing, again, Flash Core for maybe scores that you want to have on your latest things, and you have a notes application. This is probably one of the most useful things that you can have. You make a note, you make a new list, groceries, that kind of stuff. Again, a few tricks under its sleeve. Then you have the maps. These maps are not the most amazing, in my opinion, but they do allow you to look into information. Here it's getting in the Denver metro area, which is, near where I'm at. And you're going to be able to look around the different things. This is an OpenStreetMaps as far as I can see, and it is maybe based out of mappy.com. So there you have it. This device, I think when it comes to the call quality, the messaging experience, is going to get the job done. It's not going to be the most amazing device for most purposes. But if you're looking for a simple device, cheap enough, that gets you calls, text, and a few tricks under its sleeve, like the cloud phone apps, then I think you should at least consider checking it out, or devices like it. I do have a better device with better build quality that I trust more. This is from AGM. The AGM M11 is going to be coming to my door very soon, and it's going to be something that I am going to be exploring in the near future. So who's this device for? If you want something simple with a few tricks, this is probably good. And if you've been craving a little bit of a keyboard experience, then maybe, but I don't necessarily recommend this device, and I don't think you should spend your money. If anything, just wait for my review on the AGM M11 if you want those same tricks. But worldwide compatibility, you have two models. You have the US model, and you also have the worldwide model. So I'm really excited about the upcoming nature of cloud phone into the market here in 2026. One last word of advice. This is very tricky to get out the SIM card tray. So be very careful when you are putting a pin on this SIM card tray, because you may not be able to get it out if you push too far. That happened to me and I had to rescue it. So just something to think about. So the Unnecto Snap, if you have any questions, make sure to drop in the comments below. I'll be interacting with you guys. And again, not recommended, but it's a curious device and quite interesting if you're looking for something for the weekend with a few tricks under its sleeve. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.